I'll wrap up now with the meetings, speaking engagements that I have attended. In November, I took part in a meeting with the Provincial Minister of Finance, Charles Sousa. I attended with the Ontario Regional Chief and gave him a strong message about our objection to Ontario raw leaf tobacco regulations. I also spoke to students at JC Hill under a program, Finding Our Voices, that was sponsored by the Six Nations Police, encouraging the kids to stand up and be independent and not to take the wrong path. We also presented certificates of recognition to Kathy and Gus Isaacs and Brenda Mt.Pleasant, who all traveled to Macchu Picchu, Peru this past August and took part in walks on behalf of Team Diabetes. On November 22nd, I also took part in the opening of the Brantford Sports Hall of Fame at the Gretzky Centre. We have a number of our members who are honoured in that hall, and I would encourage community members to go up and take a look at this new hall. It's really quite impressive. The Council, myself and some members of Council took part in the Safe Talk training, which is part of training to help individuals who are contemplating suicide. And in November, I also was asked to take part in honouring Our Leaders Gala that was sponsored by the Chiefs of Ontario. This event honoured all of the former Ontario regional chiefs, and I was asked and pleased to make a presentation to Gord Peters, who was one of the regional chiefs. And at the end of November, we honoured all our high school grads and our high average award winners from grade 9 up into grade 12. In December 1st, I was invited and attended the inauguration of both Mayor Chris Friel from the city of Brantford and Mayor Ron Eddy from the Brant County. In the mid-December, Phil McColman held an event at the Sanderson Centre whereby we were honouring all of the living World War II veterans. I took part in that, and I was pleased to see that there were 3 Six Nations veterans who were honoured. Only one of them, Burton Anderson, was present, but it was a very moving event because these veterans are getting on in years, and I was glad that I could take part in that. I also took part in the official announcement of the Brant Six Nations Health Link, which is going to help establish relationships between people at Six Nations and our health services and the health services in Brantford and at the hospitals there. As I mentioned, I attended the border crossing meeting and a meeting with Gowlings in Ottawa in December. And on May 1st, I brought greetings to the city of Brantford at the Mayor's Levee on New Year's Day. And I was accompanied by Councillor Ray Miracle and Councillor Bob Johnson. And as I said, I just took part in the Political Confederacy Chiefs of Ontario meeting last week. Some of the upcoming events are, there's going to be some students visiting our community this Friday from Osgoode Hall. The professor there has been bringing students here for many years. He's a friend of mine, and it's an opportunity for us to educate some of these students about what's going on in our community and about First Nations issues in general. I mentioned the launch for the Pan Am Games, which will be January 31st. And on February 3rd, I will be attending the Canadian Council for Aboriginal Business Gala in Toronto. On the 9th, the elected council will be meeting with the Regional Director of Indian Affairs to talk about a number of issues. And the Iroquois Caucus will be holding their next meeting on February 12th and 13th in Ottawa. And this year, the Kahawi Dance Theatre will be celebrating their 10th anniversary and will be kicking off this milestone with their Transmigration National Tour. And they will be kicking it off at the Sanderson Centre on February 20th at 8 p.m. There is a special First Nations group rate for this show at $25 per ticket for a group of 10 or more. So watch for the flyers for that. Some councillors will be attending the Good Roads Convention in Toronto on February 23rd to 26th, and the Chiefs of Ontario will also be holding a health forum at that same week, which we will be taking part in. On March 5th, we will be having a community talk lecture featuring Dr. Cindy Blackstock, who is the Executive Director of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society of Canada. As I said, this will be March 5th at Polytech from 7 to 9. The title for this lecture is Reconciliation, the Children's Version. It will build on the momentum of the Truth and Reconciliation Report, where thousands of children across Canada are joining together to address the inequities faced by this generation of First Nations children and young people. The talk will describe the inequities, their impacts on kids, and what children are doing to fix the problem. And lastly, the flu season is upon us, and I want to encourage everyone to take care of yourself as we're in the middle of this winter season. And to close off, I want to extend our sincere congratulations to Johnny Paulus, who was one of the nominees for the Lou Marsh Award for Canada's Top Athlete. Although he was not the final winner, he was in the top 5, and we are very proud of his accomplishments and wish him much success in the future. So congratulations to you, Johnny, and good luck with your new team in Vancouver. Nyawa. Talk to you next month.